Hey guys, and welcome to the channel. Right, day 7 is done. Done and dusted. We're going to get through it. Of course, the round of 16 matches, and we had some fantastic matches on display. Some upsets? Well, maybe. We're going to get into it. Before we do, remember to hit that like button, please, if you haven't done so already, and do subscribe if you're new. Thank you so much for joining us and watching. Remember, of course, to leave a rating or review if you're listening on a podcast platform. Follow us, subscribe, all that good stuff. Thank you so much. Right, let's get into it. Novak Djokovic, let's start with him. He's just finished his match with Van Ritterveen on centre court, Van Rijthoven, however the right pronunciation is. And Djokovic winning in 4 sets, 6-2, 4-6, 6-1, 6-2. A very interesting match. Of course, getting it done in 4 sets. So Van Rijthoven taking that second set, 6-4, and some fantastic serving from the Dutch player. And he has had a fantastic grass court swing. I mean, he's had the best, 4 or 5 weeks of his career. So, fair play to him. Unfortunately, won't make the second week, but very, very close. And I have to say, he is playing some really good tennis, but Novak Djokovic too strong, imperious form. He will be playing. You might be thinking Carlos Alcaraz. No, he won't be playing Carlos Alcaraz. He'll be playing Jannik Sinner. Jannik Sinner causing a little bit of an upset, I have to say. I didn't expect him to beat Alcaraz. And he's definitely stuck under the radar, especially after losing an Eastbourne in the first round. Suddenly, though, he's gone on this great run. Lost Tommy Paul there. Here, though, look at this. Fantastic run. And then in the round of 16, not only does he compete with Alcaraz, he beats him in 4 sets. Very impressive. Alcaraz had to take a tiebreaker off Sinner to take a set off him. Sinner looked really good. 6-1, 6-4, 6-7, 6-3. I mean, really impressive from the Italian. He was striking the ball so cleanly off both wings. And I have to say, it looked like he was utilizing the into-out forehand a lot into the Alcaraz backhand. And Alcaraz's backhand not really holding up too much, to be fair. Something interesting to look upon, because I feel like his backhand is pretty solid generally. But from what I saw of the match, yeah, interesting. Not particularly solid in his backhand slice either. Quite floaty. Needs to look at Matteo Berrettini's backhand slice. And if you can improve that on the grass, that would be a plus. And we'll see. We'll see how he gets on. But he did mention that it's probably not his best surface, but it should be a surface that he does become better on. He's a good server when he's hitting his spots anyway. Look, good volleyer as well at the net. Very good. Great touch and feel. He's got a little bit of everything, and he's someone who should be doing well on the grass. Look, he's only 18 years of age, or just turned 19 even. He's got a long way to go. Jannik Sinner is 2 years ahead in his development, right? So that isn't massively surprising that Sinner's managed to get through there. Let's see what he can do against Djokovic. We'll talk about that, and I'll probably do a match preview for that beforehand. Norrie beating Tommy Paul. Great win for Cam Norrie. He won in straight sets as well. He's looking great. He really is. Look at that. 3 tight sets, but got it done. And I have to say, he's looking odds-on favourite to make the semi-finals. He'll play David Goffin in his quarterfinal against Francis Tiafoe. David Goffin, who beat Francis Tiafoe in 5 very competitive sets. Look at this. 7-6, 5-7, 5-7, 6-4, 7-5. Francis Tiafoe will be thinking, why did I keep on getting broken at 5-all? Crazy. Or 6-5, whatever it was. I mean, yeah. David Goffin, clutch. Clutch, man. Absolutely clutch, to be fair. Tiafoe will also be thinking, damn, if I'd taken that first set tiebreaker, I would have won in straight sets. Just is what it is, right? It is what it is. But great win for him. For Goffin, he makes the quarterfinals. He'll play Cam Norrie. Cam Norrie will be the favourite. And so we could potentially have a Cam Norrie-Djokovic semi-final. We'll talk about that a bit later on. Well, we'll talk about it. Not today, but later on. Ons Jabeur beat Elise Mertens in straight sets. Great win for the world number 3. Elise Mertens very dogged. 7-6, 6-4. It wasn't dominant, but she got it done. And the Tunisian is looking as the favourite really now for the title after Iga Swiatek was upset yesterday. So or the day before yesterday, whenever she lost. Heather Watson against Niemia was yesterday, sorry, even. Niemia beat her 6-2, 6-4. Heather Watson on center court, a chance to make the quarterfinals, carrying on this kind of little bit of a fairy tale run she's had. It's the furthest she's ever been, round of 16. Couldn't get it done though. She'll be disappointed, I tell you that, because it was a winnable match. It was. Just wondering whether the occasion maybe got to her a little bit. Maria caused an upset again after beating Sakkari in her previous round in straight sets. She beat Ostapenko 5-7, 7-5, 7-5. A very tight affair, very competitive match. And I have to say, she is playing some really good tennis. She's very solid, just solid all-round game. Doesn't really give much away, not many unforced errors. Good defensive player at times as well. And Pliskova beating Caroline Garcia in straight sets. Caroline Garcia, of course, knocking out Emma Raducanu earlier in the tournament. And Pliskova with a great win over someone who's in fantastic form, winning 7-5, 6-2. So we'll see how the women's goes. But at the moment, of course, you've got some fantastic matches on tomorrow. We're going to talk about that. And there's one specific women's match that we're going to have to talk about. Before we do that, I'm going to pick my player of the day. And I think the player of the day for me, personally, has to go to Jannik Sinner. It was a fantastic win over Alcaraz, I have to say. He was a big underdog. Maria's up there as well, beating Ostapenko because she's had this fantastic run, beating Sakkari now, also beating Ostapenko, making her first Grand Slam quarterfinal. It's just incredible. She's also had 2 children as well. So she's had 2 maternity leaves. She's come back both times. And look at this. I mean, it is a fairy tale story. It's amazing, by the way, incredible. But the reason I'm going to give it to Jannik Sinner is just because it was incredible, the performance, I thought. It was a really, really good performance on a surface where I wasn't quite sold on how he'd go. And I said it beforehand, but he's proving me wrong so far. He makes the Wimbledon quarterfinals. Right, let's look at the men's matches tomorrow. Christian Garin versus Alex de Minaur. I'm going to go de Minaur for that one. Nakashima Kyrgios. I'm going to go Kyrgios. And it's on centre court as well, so they'll be happy about that. The centre court crowd, of course. Look, I mean, Kyrgios will be happy as well to be on centre. Kyrgios should win. Nakashima could frustrate him at times, but Kyrgios should have too much. And I think the first set could be quite telling. I think if he loses it, then it could potentially get messy. If he wins it, I reckon he does in straight sets. And he kind of does a Krajinovic type performance. So let's see. Kubler versus Fritz. Kubler with a good win over Jack Sock, but Fritz should have a little bit too much. And I'm going to go for Taylor Fritz. And then Van der Zandschulp versus Rafael Nadal. I'm going to go Nadal. I mean, like, he should have too much for Botic. And I do like Van der Zandschulp. I saw him at the semi-final of Queens versus Berrettini, and he will give his all. He's got a little bit of everything. He's kind of like I'd say maybe like a 6 out of 10 and everything, I would say, which is, I think, is pretty fair. But Rafael Nadal is, just a lot better, to be honest with you. And he should have too much for Van der Zandschulp, but we'll see. We'll see. If he has a great serving day, you just never know. You never know. Okay, I'm going to talk about the women's tomorrow, and we've got some fantastic matches. Elise Cornet versus Tomljanovic. That's a real 50-50, but Cornet, after just beating Swiatek, I'm going to go with her. I'm going to go with her to beat Tomljanovic and make another quarterfinal of a Grand Slam. Rybakina versus Martic. I'm going to go with Rybakina. She's in good form. Big server. Look, I just have a feeling. I have a feeling she's going to do something. We'll see. Padosa Halep is a fantastic match and arguably the match of the day on both the women's and men's side, I have to say. I think it is my match of the day. So make sure you tune in for that. That is on centre court and rightfully so. I'm going to go with... It's tough, Oh, this is really tough. I'm going to go with Padosa. Now, Halep is going to go into a slight favourite, I would imagine. She has the experience factor. I just have a feeling after Padosa beat Kvitova, that will give her a lot of confidence. So let's see how she gets on with Simona Halep. And then Anisimova Harmony 10. Now, this is the biggest like contrast of styles you will ever see. And this is a massive, massive, just ball buster, really. Like massive serve, massive forehand, massive backhand. She's just power personified. Harmony Tan, forehand slices, right? Like slicing and dicing, trying to make it difficult. Short shots, trying to find angles, crafty. It's so different. That'll be a great match to watch just because of the contrast in styles. But I want to go into Simova, but in a very, very kind of competitive match. Right, that's my predictions. Let me know yours as well. Let me know who your player of the day was and also any thoughts on today. But thank you so much, guys, for tuning in. Remember to hit that like button, please, if you haven't done so already, and do subscribe if you're new. Thank you so much, and we'll see you tomorrow.